ये मैग्नेटिक हिल है, वहाँ इसीलिए उल्टा जा रहा था। अरे थोड़ा धक्का दे गाड़ी को।
The excitement was real. Around 8:30 am, we left for Leh. Our target for this day was again release the bounty of nature and cover the distance till Leh. I was eagerly waiting for the mysteries of Ladakh that was getting unfolded at every juncture of our journey. As per locals, road was fantastic, so we decided to leave a little late. We were riding relaxed, no rush for the day. The distance between Kargil and Leh is approximately 215 kilometers. On the way, we'll also cross the high altitude passes of Namika La and Fotu. Other popular stops include Magnetic Hill, Cold Sand Dune and confluence of Indus and Zanskar river. But since the condition of the road is excellent, the journey can be easily completed in 6 to 8 hours, depending on your speed and brakes. We were to take the more common route through Lamayuru, since we did not have the permits for Batalik route, which can be procured in Leh and maybe Kargil. After moving ahead towards Leh for 50 kilometers, there is a landmark near the town of Mulbek, which distinctly welcomes you to Ladakh, the land of llamas. Mulbek is a town which one could easily pass through without even noticing it, but is known for the Mulbek monastery, situated on the National Highway 1. Next to the road is a statue of Maitra Buddha, carved on a single rock face, which overlooks the highway. It is believed that the 9-meter high statue was built in 7th or 8th century. After having a satisfying breakfast near the monastery, spending almost an hour, we again saddled for the Leh. The first mountain pass that we were encountered today was the Namika La. It is the lower one of the two passes that one has to cross on the Srinagar-Leh route. Road started to climb again, and time for Namika La, an infamous pass at an altitude of 12,100 feet, more than mighty Zojila. A great road made this high altitude pass a piece of a cake for travelers. Although we dressed heavily, so did not feel that cold except in palms and face. In around 20 minutes, we arrived at Namika La at 11:30 p.m. We stopped for some time to click pictures and feel the cool breeze. The terrain all around this place was mostly barren but still beautiful.
श्रीनगर रूट वाली हाईएस्ट पास ये है। वो तो वहाँ जाने से पहले ही मिल गया था। आओ चले। अच्छा लड़कियों वाली बस है। हाँ लड़कियों वाली बस आगे
चल 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 गाड़ी स्टार्ट कर।
After a small stopover, we moved ahead our onward journey on this beautiful highway. The mountain ranges are enormous, sun shining brightly, giving a nice hue to the mountains. The Himalayan ranges look mightier and beholding. The colors of the ranges and peaks coupled with clear blue sky create a scene which leaves you speechless. We get a feeling where we just want to stay forever and keep watching the nature's creation. Moving further up for another almost 1 hour, passing through both Kharbu village, we reached Fotula at an elevation of 13,479 feet. It is the highest point on the Srinagar-Leh highway. The pass was beautifully decorated by prayer flags, which were fluttering in strong wind. At Fotula, we read the slogan of bike gangs that said, "God made Ladakh and bikers made it heaven." After crossing Fotula, few kilometers down the line, we were welcomed by an ancient village is known as Lamayuru, the Moonland of India. Moonland, due to some geographical natural wonders, is the one of the most unique and beautiful place in Ladakh, which is almost 100 kilometers away from Leh. At the top of the village sits Lamayuru monastery, and the village is as big as few hundred houses around this monastery. On this very strange looking landscape, these inhabited houses are even more strange, which are built under caves. And whenever you see this place, only one question comes to the mind. How did this moonland come into existence? A long time ago, this landscape of Lamayuru, the structure you see was a lake. This whole area was submerged under water, and the hill structure below the monastery was above the water level. Everything was submerged under water of lake. And the moonland at the front you see, this also tells us that long ago there was a lake here because the soil or mud of the lake settled at one place. After the slow process of drying of the lake, when the water was dried up and vanished, then only mud was left. So the mud of the lake formed as moonland like structures. So now we call it Moonland. Moving through places like Nurula, Khalste, Basgo, we reached Nimmoo at around 3 pm, where is the grand confluence of Indus with Zanskar river. The site of confluence of green Indus with brown Zanskar surrounded by mountains under a clear blue sky took my breath away. At the first, I went crazy trying to click pictures covering every angle. At the confluence, there seemed to be lots of activities as it a hub of river rafting. There was not much traffic at the point of time. It was quite peaceful. And then suddenly we were on the plain road and we could see a vast stretch of road laid out the desert plateau.
आगे लगता है व्यू और अच्छा मिलेगा। देख रास्ता ऐसा है।
ये तो कह रहा था।
रिकॉर्ड कर रहा है।
नहीं करूँगा, क्या किया जाए। गोप्रो लगा रहने दे हेलमेट पे।
हाँ
हेलमेट एक्सचेंज कर ले।
लेकिन उसको सामने से चाहिए।
तो फिर उसके लिए तो फिर पीछे लगाना पड़ेगा। फिर लगाना भाई रिस्की है।
मैं लगा दूंगा कुछ नहीं।
लगाना भाई
जाना है बस, इतना है, ज़्यादा दूर नहीं।
सेल्फी लगाना।
Now it was time to witness a wonder. A few minutes from Nimmoo is the famous magnetic hill. We saw a signboard which reads, "The phenomenon that defies gravity." There is instructions for parking vehicle in the box marked with paint on the road, which is known as the magnetic road. When we parked at the indicated spot, vehicles being moving forward on an ascending road defying gravity.
फोटो तो खिंचा ले मैग्नेटिक हिल के नाम पे और क्या किया जाए।
There are two explanations offered this. According to the one which is more common resulting in the name of the point, the hill has strong magnetic force, which is why it pulls vehicles in the vicinity. The another theory is that the hill does not have really magnetic force, but it just creates an optical illusion, so that the road which actually goes downhill seems that it goes uphill. After a few kilometers, we saw a couple stuck. Their bike's back tire got punctured. They looked like they needed help as they were traveling from Leh sightseeing and got stuck. Fortunately, my partner Anuj had the puncture kit, so we helped them.
A few inches later.
They informed us about the homestay where they stayed. As a way to thank us for our assistance, they even arranged a room for both me and my friend Anuj. We were on the last lap of the Srinagar-Leh highway. We were traveling on highlands, but mostly it looked like moving on a plain terrain, bearing to high passes. The highway actually is a gateway to heaven with changing topography and landscape at every juncture. At some places, it felt like we were about to meet the horizon. Ladakh is not beautiful because of any particular spot or attractions, but it is universally mystical. The journey through these terrains in itself is sightseeing. Whenever you step out becomes a spot for sightseeing. Every mountain and landscape was speaking to us and telling us some untold mystery. We cannot explain our feelings through words. It can only be felt by actually passing through these terrains. We assure every traveler would have gone through such feeling while traveling through Ladakh. Beginning from the romantic and lush valley of Kashmir, finally we reached Leh at around 5 p.m., thereby covering a distance of 212 kilometers. Leh to Ladakh.